Am I the a-hole for cutting off my sister after she got pregnant with my husband's baby? I, 32 female, have been married to my husband, Jake, 35 male, for 6 years. We've been trying to have a baby for the past 3 years with no luck. It's been an emotional roller coaster, failed IVF, miscarriages, and endless disappointment. My younger sister, Emily, 28 female, has always been close to me, and I trusted her completely. She even comforted me during my hardest moments, saying she wished she could take away my pain. Well, turns out she did, by sleeping with my husband and getting pregnant herself. I found out in the worst way possible. My mom invited the family over for dinner, and Emily announced her pregnancy with a huge grin on her face. Everyone was excited, congratulating her, until she dropped the bomb that Jake was the father. I thought it was some kind of sick joke, but when I looked at Jake, his face said everything. He admitted to the affair and tried to say he didn't mean for it to happen. I completely lost it. I screamed at both of them and stormed out. Emily had the nerve to call me later and say that she didn't plan this, but she and Jake had fallen in love. She actually expected me to understand. My parents are divided. My dad is furious with them, but my mom is saying that a baby is a blessing and that I should try to forgive for the sake of the family. Jake has been trying to contact me, saying he wants to explain and that we can work through this. I don't even know what there is to explain. I filed for divorce the next week and cut off Emily completely. Now my mom is calling me heartless for refusing to even acknowledge my future niece-nephew. She says I'm tearing the family apart by refusing to be civil. Am I the a-hole for cutting them both off completely and refusing to have anything to do with the baby?
My wife cheated, got pregnant. And now I'm the one being blamed? Am I the a-hole? I, 34 male, have been married to my wife, Anna, 30 female, for 4 years. We've been trying to have a baby for the past year, and when she finally told me she was pregnant, I was overjoyed. I started planning everything, baby names, nursery themes, even setting up a college fund. Then, last week, a friend of mine pulled me aside and told me he had something to say but didn't know how. He said he had seen my wife multiple times with another man in the past few months. At first, I didn't believe him, but the way he described their interactions, holding hands, going into hotels together, it made my stomach drop. That night I confronted Anna. At first, she denied everything. Then, when I told her what my friend had seen, she broke down crying and admitted that she had been cheating. But the worst part? She said she wasn't even sure if the baby was mine. I completely lost it. I told her to pack her things and leave immediately. She tried begging, saying she wanted to fix our marriage and that she had made a mistake. I told her the only mistake was me trusting her. Now, her family is attacking me, saying I'm heartless for kicking out a pregnant woman with nowhere to go. My family is divided. Some think I was justified, but others think I should have at least let her stay until the baby's born. I refuse to support a woman who betrayed me, and I sure as hell won't raise a child that isn't mine. But now, with all the backlash, I'm wondering, am I the a-hole?
Am I the a-hole for telling my parents they can't have a relationship with my baby after they cut my brother off for being gay? I, 30 female, recently had my first child, a beautiful baby girl. My parents were over the moon when they found out I was pregnant and started acting like they were the most excited grandparents ever. Here's the problem. My older brother Jake, 33 male, is gay. When he came out 10 years ago, my parents disowned him. They kicked him out of the house, cut off all financial and emotional support, and told everyone he was dead to them. He had to rebuild his life from nothing, and I was the only one in the family who stayed in touch with him. For the past decade, my parents have refused to acknowledge him. But now that I have a baby, they suddenly want to be a part of my family. They call constantly, send gifts, and talk about how they want to make memories with their granddaughter. I finally snapped and told them that if they could abandon their own son for being gay, then they don't deserve to be in my daughter's life either. I said I would not let her grow up around people who could be so hateful. Now, my parents are playing the victim, saying they've changed and that I'm being cruel by keeping them away. My extended family is divided. Some agree with me, but others say I should let the past go for the sake of my child having grandparents. I don't want my daughter to be around people who are capable of such cold-hearted behavior. But now, with all the pressure, I'm wondering, am I the a-hole?
Am I the a-hole for refusing to pay for my wife's cancer treatment after she cheated? My 40 male wife, Emily, 38 female, and I have been married for 15 years. We've had our ups and downs, but I always loved her and trusted her. That is, until I found out she had been cheating on me for the past year. I discovered the affair when I found messages on her phone. She denied it at first, but after confronting her, she admitted it. The betrayal was devastating, and I immediately filed for divorce. I couldn't stay with someone who had lied to me for so long. A few weeks later, Emily was diagnosed with cancer. She had kept it a secret, not wanting to burden me. But now that she's sick, her family reached out to me, saying that I needed to help her with her treatment. They've been pressuring me nonstop, saying that I owe it to her because we've been together for so long and she's in a vulnerable state. They argue that it would be heartless to let her suffer and that I should be the bigger person. But I can't just forget what she did. She cheated on me, destroyed our marriage, and then expected me to support her when she needed it most. I don't feel like I owe her anything. I've been accused of being cold, selfish, and unforgiving. Some of my friends say I should put my bitterness aside for the sake of compassion, but I don't think I should sacrifice my own well-being for someone who hurt me so deeply. Am I being unreasonable? Should I help her with her medical expenses? Or am I justified in refusing to pay for the treatment of the woman who betrayed me? Am I the a-hole?
Am I the a-hole for making my wife choose between me and her best friend? My wife, 32 female, has been best friends with Jake, 33 male, since childhood. I, 35 male, have always felt weird about how close they are. Constant texting, inside jokes I don't get, and him always being the first person she turns to when she needs advice. She even listed him as her emergency contact instead of me. At first, I tried to be okay with it. I told myself it was just a strong friendship, but over time, it started feeling like I was the third wheel in my own marriage. Anytime we had a fight, she'd vent to him before even talking to me. If she got good news, he'd hear it first. On our anniversary last year, she even cut our dinner short to take a call from him because he was going through something. I finally had enough and told her this friendship wasn't normal for a married woman. I said I wasn't comfortable with how much he was involved in her life and that she needed to choose, him or me. She was shocked and furious, saying Jake was like a brother to her and that I was being insecure for no reason. When she refused to cut him off, I packed a bag and left, thinking it would make her realize how serious I was. Instead, she doubled down, saying she wasn't going to be in a marriage where she had to prove her loyalty. Now, her family is calling me controlling, and she won't even talk to me. I thought I was setting a reasonable boundary, but now I'm wondering, am I the a-hole?
Thanks for watching. Comment this emoji if you watched till the end.